welcome to episode 2 of Term 4 of Cooking the Books. And today we are celebrating my favourite holiday, Halloween. But before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that I am filming on today, the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Thank you. So today, for my favourite holiday, we are going to be cooking pumpkin soup, a perfect Halloween treat. So, you're going to need a few things. The table in front of me looks a little bit complicated, but I promise you this recipe is very simple. The most important part of pumpkin soup is picking the perfect pumpkin. Now I'm going to show you a few tips of how to do this. Whether you're going to the market or the supermarket, these all apply. To know if a pumpkin is ripe, when you knock on it, it should sound hollow. Also, you want to check how healthy the stem is. If this is damaged, it's not a pumpkin you want, because this is where all the pumpkin gets its nutrients. So the healthier this piece looks, the better quality your pumpkin's going to be. Another trick is the heavier the pumpkin, so if you've got 2 pumpkins of about the same size, the heavier one is going to be more ripe because it's got more water in it, and that's going to give you a bigger, sweeter flavour. So picking your pumpkin is the first good step to a good pumpkin soup. Alright, so once we've picked our perfect pumpkin, we're going to need a few other ingredients. We're going to need 1 brown onion. We're going to need some rosemary. Give it a smell. And you're going to need a couple of cloves of garlic. Alrighty. At the end, we're going to use the cream and the stock, but for right now, we'll just leave them here because we're going to use them after we've roasted up all of our delicious veggies. So you're going to need a nice big pan. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our chopped pumpkin in. If you've bought a whole pumpkin like this, you might want mum or dad to help you chop it up. Maybe you've bought pre-chopped pumpkin, but if you're going to use a knife in the kitchen, make sure that you have a big person to help you out with that if you haven't used a knife before. Our brown onion, we've cut it up into quarters, so that's 4 pieces. And I've just grabbed some celery from the garden. If you don't have any, it's not a big deal, but you could chuck in some celery or maybe a carrot, and it's going to help add depth to the flavour. But if not, I just put it in because we had it on hand. And I'm going to use 5 garlic cloves. And I'm going to leave their skin on because we can peel them once they're cooked. It's a lot easier than peeling them now and getting fiddly with a knife. I'm also going to add 3 sprigs of rosemary, a little bit of salt, and some cracked black pepper. In here I've got my olive oil. Just gonna drizzle a couple of tablespoons there. And now our pan is ready to go in an oven set at 200 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. Alright, let's put them in the oven. Alright, so now I've lit the oven at 200 degrees Celsius and I've preheated it for 15 minutes. If you haven't lit in the stove by yourself before, make sure you grab a parent to help you out. And even if you have, probably best to grab their permission. Okay, so now we're going to get our tray of delicious vegetables and we're going to pop them into roast for 45 minutes. I'm going to pop them on the top shelf too. Alright. Once you've got your vegetables in there, make sure you set a timer because we don't want to forget about them. And I'll see you back here in 45 minutes for the next step of our pumpkin soup. See you soon. Alright, our 45 minutes is up. Let's see what these veggies are looking like. Wow, look at that. Also make sure you use a tea towel to grab them out of the oven or grab an adult to help you grab them because the pan's very hot. Wow, they look amazing. It's amazing how much they shrink down. I hope it's going to make enough soup. Alright, what you're going to need now is a nice big pot. We're going to pop it on the stove. Make sure that you grab a tea towel or an oven mitt because this pan is still going to be really hot. And we're going to scoop all of these delicious things into our pot. That looks good. You might remember from before some of our garlic cloves might have the skin on them. This is the perfect time just to peel that off and look at that beautiful soft garlic inside. So just making sure you grab those skins. And that beautiful comfy garlic is going to taste so good in our soup. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. Also, I'm going to grab out the big stalks that the rosemary was on. Okay. Now we are ready to add our stock. So as you remember before, for that big tray of veggies, we're going to use 4 cups of chicken stock. Or you could use vegetable stock if you want as well, but today I'm using chicken. And we just add all that in there. Beautiful. You can add more if you want a thinner kind of soup, but I quite like a nice thick soup. Alright, then we're going to light our stove. Make sure you grab mum, dad or an adult to help you. And we're going to put it on just a medium heat. Straight in the sink. We're done with it. Alright, and we're just going to cook this up for 5 minutes and let those flavours really infuse together. And in 5 minutes time, blend it up, add our cream, and we're ready to eat. Alrighty, after 5 minutes, this is going to be ready to start blending. So we simply turn off the stove, a very important fact. And it looks like our magical witch brew is almost ready. Alright, what you're going to want to do is grab a stick blender. So we are just going to blend up all of this stock and the pumpkin and our veggies all together into a nice smooth paste. And then right at the end, we're going to add our cream. Alright, if you haven't used a stick blender before either, grab mum, dad or an adult. Alrighty. Yum. So I know it takes a little bit of time, probably 5 minutes, and you might want mum or dad to help you. But once it's nice and smooth, we're going to add our cream. This is 1 cup of cream. And this is going to make all those flavors nice and sweet and creamy. If there's any big chunks in, you can probably just scoop them out with a fork as well. If you don't have a stick blender at home, you can use a regular blender, but you need to cool your soup right down before you do that. Alright, and now we're ready to eat. Just grab a bowl and a big spoon. Maybe you want to serve yours with some bread. Yum, this looks so good. Alright, I've got my soup. I'm a big fan of pepper, so I'm going to add a little crack of pepper. Alright, let's see how it went. Alright, now we've got our delicious pumpkin soup. Let's see how it went. It's still very hot, so be careful. It's very good. That butternut pumpkin is very sweet, and those onions and that cream just makes it beautiful. Alright, I hope your pumpkin soup went well and you're enjoying it and having an amazing Halloween. And you can join us again for episode 3 of Cooking the Books in a Fortnight, where we'll be making a breakfast favourite, French toast. Alright, see you then. Bye.